Senna's AP ratios are getting nerfed quite hard for this patch, as her enchanter builds have been absolutely dominating solo queue. So would you rather see a more bruiser build with Black Cleaver become more popular now, or have you liked this enchanter style of Senna? Let us know down in the comments. And are you sick and tired of losing games from bad teammates? Well, at Skill Capped, we turn those frustrating losses into satisfying wins. Take our brand new Season 14 courses that teach you the secrets to winning as a top laner, jungler, mid laner, AD carry, and support. Then pair that with our other new courses on how to counter OP top and mid laners, master your jungle clears, or check out our new Bronze to Diamond series. We even have new Season 14 courses on macro, wave control, trading, settings and hotkeys, CSing, vision, mechanics, low elo mistakes. Oh, and the list goes on. Then head on over to our Smurf commentary section and simply select the champion that you want to master and get guides from challenger experts teaching you how to play your champion in the exact rank that you are stuck in. You're even guaranteed to have all your questions answered by that very same challenger expert. Our service really does work. That's why we offer a rank up guarantee. If you don't rank up while actively using Skill Cap, you get your money back. No questions asked. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below right now to get the rank that you have always dreamed of. Starting the video off with all the item and rune changes, we have another nerf to Absorb Life. Even after its previous nerfs, the rune has continued to overperform. So this time, Riot is completely changing how the rune scales. From levels 1 to 5, you're going to be getting 1 scaling to 2 health back on kill. From levels 6 to 10, it'll be 3 scaling to 7 health back. And from levels 11 to 18, you're going to be getting 9 scaling to 23 health back on kill. Cutdown has emerged as the most optimal rune for most ADCs, so Riot has a nerf lined up for 14.17. Now, in previous patches, the enemies only needed to be above 50% health for you to gain the 8% damage amp, but now they're going to need to be above 60% health. 2 nerfs to Fleet Footwork for this patch, as the heal is being reduced from 5 scaling to 120 to 5 scaling to 100. Movement speed is dropping as well from 20% for 1.25 seconds to 15% for 1 second. The support item upgrade Celestial Opposition is getting nerfed, with its slow being reduced from 60% for 2 seconds to 50% for 1.5 seconds. Warmogs is finally getting hit with a pretty nasty nerf that should take the item out of meta. Price of Warmogs is going up from 3,100 to 3,300 gold, while the movement speed is dropping from 10 to just 5%. Moving on to the champion buffs now, Caitlyn is going to see her W cooldown reduced from 30 scaling to 12 seconds to 26 scaling to 10 seconds. Attack speed ratio is also going up from 0.594 to 0.610. We've got a couple scaling buffs to Graves, as his Q cooldown is dropping from 13 scaling to 7 seconds to 13 scaling to 6 seconds. Q1 damage is being increased from 45 scaling to 105 to 45 scaling to 125. Kindred had really fallen off over the past few patches due to Kraken nerfs, so Riot's directly buffing them for 14.17. Q attack speed is going back up from 30 to 35%. E base damage is being increased from 80 scaling to 160 to 80 scaling to 200. E bonus AD ratio is up as well from 80 to 100%. E cooldown is going to be dropping from 14 scaling to 10 seconds to 14 scaling to 8 seconds. Lissandra is getting some buffs for this patch, as her Q damage is going to be up by 20 at max rank, while R slow is going up by 15% at rank 1. 5 damage is being added on to Ryze's Q at all ranks, and his R cooldown is going to be lowered quite significantly at rank 1, going from 210 to 180 seconds. Twisted Fate is going to be receiving a damage buff to his Q, as it's being increased from 60 scaling to 220 to 60 scaling to 240. Varus will have his Q adjusted so that tank builds become less prevalent, as the base damage is going up, while the total AD ratio is being swapped for a bonus AD ratio. E bonus AD ratio is seeing a boost as well, going from 90 to 110% to further incentive AD builds. Now for all the champion nerfs. We've got a ton of them for this patch, as 13 champs in total are being nerfed. Aurora is first up, as her R damage is being reduced from 200 scaling to 450 to 175 scaling to 375. Ashe is going to be losing some base health for this patch, as it's dropping from 640 to 610. Jungle Brand is being targeted for 14.17, as his damage damage to monsters will be reduced. Brand has fallen off in solo queue as of late, so this is definitely more of a pro-skewed change here. Ezreal is going to be losing a bit of strength as his base AD is going to be dropping from 62 to 60. Now we know that seems small, but especially since Ezreal runs Trinity Force where its passive scales off base AD, the nerf is going to be a lot more significant than most would think. So immediately after buffing up AP Katarina, Riot's going to be nerfing her in 14.17. Passive AP ratio is what's being targeted, going from 70 scaling to 100% to 60 scaling to 90%. Kennen is losing some scaling damage on his Q as the AP ratio on the spell is going to be dropping from 85 to 75%. Leblanc has been one of the best solo Q mids for a while now, so she's getting nerfed in two different ways. QAP ratio takes a hit, going from 45 to 40%, while WAP ratio is also down from 75 to 70%. Even after getting nerfed a few patches ago, Lillia has remained an OP tier jungler, so Riot has no other choice but to nerf her again. Lilia's passive damage cap against monsters is going to be dropping for this patch as it's going from 70 scaling to 150 to 70 scaling to 100. Pyke is actually losing quite a bit of armor for 14.17 as Riot's going to be nerfing his base armor from 37 to 33. So despite his low solo queue win rate, Rumble continues to be an issue in the elite tiers of play, so Riot has a nerf lined up. They're going to be reducing his passive max health damage from 6 to 5%. Riot ended up overshooting with the 14.16 Senna adjustments, so they're cleaning things up for 14.17. Q base heal is going to be dropping from 40 scaling to 120 to 40 scaling to 100. Q heal AP ratio is going down from 80 to 60%. Our shield AP ratio takes a hit as well, going from 70 to 50%. Seraphine's W is going to be nerfed in a couple ways for this patch, as the shield's going down from 60 scaling to 160 to 60 scaling to 140. W cooldown is also nerfed, being increased from 22 scaling to 18 seconds to just a flat 22 at all ranks. Sylas did end up being a bit on the stronger side after his 14.16 buffs, so Riot's toning it back a notch for this patch as his W damage AP ratio is going to be lowered from 70 to 60%.
Okay guys, one last thing. Our rank up guarantee is absolutely insane. It's kind of like signing up for the gym and then just getting a refund if you don't get ripped. That's how confident we are in Skillcapped. We obsess over making the best guides with the top players, the rigorous testing, and top tier video editing to make your climb as easy as possible. If you're ready to level up, just visit skillcap.com and literally see the difference.
So there you have it, guys, a complete look at every single change for patch 14.17 that's going to be headed to live servers Wednesday, August 28th. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you back soon.